I think that there's two ways to go about primary homes. As a real estate investor since I was 25 years old, I'm going to tell you how I approached it, which has me living a pretty good life in my 30s. Option number one is the stuff that your grandma, your grandpa, your mommy, your daddy, everybody around you, everybody says you got to do it, which is basically go and buy a house because it's better to own than to rent. So their thinking is you got to go and buy a house instead of getting a rental. So once you carry out all of the costs, once you do the math, you actually end up overpaying when you own. Now let's talk about option two. What's option two? Option two means I'm going to first buy a bunch of real estate that is purely utilized for rentals, aka the landlord route. I'm going to buy this condo, let's say in Brooklyn, deep Brooklyn, which is exactly what I did in 2014. I closed on a condo for $340,000 and I rented it out to tenants. Meanwhile, I'm renting and I'm rent hacking at a very cheap rental. So my rent cost is still very, very low, a couple hundred a month. And I'm renting out my home that I just purchased. I'm renting out that condo, so I'm not paying any money at all. My tenants are paying off my debt for my condo, right? I went straight into real estate investing while renting. Now that is the W. That is the freaking W move because I'm renting with roommates. So my actual living cost is really low. Meanwhile, my tenants are paying for my condo. And in 2 years, that condo went from 340 to 615 when I sold. And that's when I did my first 1031. And that's pretty much how I got to become a real estate investor on my way to becoming a millionaire by 30. And I quit my job at age 28 because my real estate assets have panned out pretty nicely. And now, after 10 years of being a real estate investor, my rental income is about 5 figures a month, right? My rental income alone is 5 figures a month. My primary home that I purchased in November 2023, that carrying cost is around $4,000. The mortgage, everything added together is about $4,000 spread between me and my husband. Now that $4,000 spread between him and I ends up being around $2,000 to $3,000 each, right? So let's say $3,000 each. Remember, I'm getting 10K plus a month off of my rentals. So that 10K plus a month, that 10K is covering my $3,000 in my primary spend. Do you see how that works? So being an investor and having the investment income pay for the consumer good of a primary home is quite a good deal. This is the same idea as of instead of buying a Louis Vuitton bag, buy Louis Vuitton stock. Because once you buy Louis Vuitton stock, the stock will grow over time, which will then allow you to buy more Louis Vuitton bags.